Well, hello, everybody. It is Dennis and Andy with your movie review for the week. And this week, coming out today, well, last night, is Wolfman, not the Wolfman, Wolfman. And, from the guy that I believe did The Invisible Man, Universal Pictures is the company. And, yeah, I mean, well, why not? Might as well stick to what we usually do. Dennis, what is this movie about?
Well, thanks, Andy. Well, let's see, the Wolfman. I mean, believe it or not, it's a really interesting story that nobody would guess. Oh wait, it's a family on a remote farmhouse that gets attacked by an unseen animal. But as the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something completely unrecognizable.
Well, there you go. It stars Julia Garner, who we all know from Ozark, great TV show. Christopher Abbott is Blake, the husband that transforms, and Matilda Firth is Ginger, their daughter. There's a few more people in the cast, not really many. Um, you know, I'll say this: the um, the effects on the Wolfman, from what I read, were practical, which was good. I like seeing stuff like that. I don't mind CGI because, it's come so far, but I like the fact they did it practical, with makeup and stuff. But for those that have seen the picture that most of us, I know Dennis and I saw it, of like this old man looking creepy character that has been out there before the movie, and you're like, that's what the Wolfman's going to look like? I'm not going to see this. Well, we can tell you, I don't know why they even put that out there, because it's not what he looks like. I mean, I'm not going to spoil what he looks like, but he doesn't look like that. So
Well,
don't
and I
let
will
that
say
stop.
this: when we first heard about the movie, we see all the trailers. Andy and I were like, "Hey, Wolfman!
Wolfman.
Woo! Yeah, getting excited." And then we saw in the trailer, and then we saw what he looked like. We're like, "Oh, Wolfman!" You
Not
know,
in the trailer. You don't see it in the trailer. We saw that still image.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
just it's. But the
that's not
trailer,
it.
I kind of lost interest.
Yeah,
And then Andy happened to mention, he goes, well, apparently that's not the way the Wolfman looks. I'm like, good, because that would be bad. That'd be
yeah.
real bad. And I am also in agreement. I thought the special effects looked pretty decent. And there were a number of things besides him transforming slowly over the movie, but things that he had to do and some of the horror effects. Yeah, solid. I thought it was much better that my lowered expectations had become.
Yeah, I went into it with real low expectations and was pleasantly surprised. From an acting standpoint, it really is, we're not doing spoilers, but the movie starts off in the past where Blake is a young boy with his dad and stuff, and it kind of sets things up. Then it fast forwards, 30 years to the present, and basically uh Blake, Charlotte, played by Julia Garner, and their daughter, he gets word that his dad, is passed away, whatever, and he needs to go out to the old house in the woods up in Oregon to basically collect his dad's stuff, settle the stuff, whatever. And that's where you see, like in the trailer, the moving truck, and then the truck goes off the road and they make it to the house, and that's when things really start to pick up. I'm not really familiar with Christopher Abbott acting wise, so he's one of those guys. I'm sure he was in something I've seen, but it just didn't ring a bell. So I thought he did a fine job because, to me, like I said, if I've seen him before, I don't recall. So I thought the acting he did was fine. And I actually have a question, because I know you pull up IMDb and stuff. Did he play the I do you was it him when he was the Wolfman as well, with the effects the practical effects, because a part of me wondered, like, I wonder if that was a different actor once he was changed, which
No,
once again,
that's him.
it is. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I thought he was fine. You know, Julia Garner, I know her from Ozark, and Ozark, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it, you know she was a really tough, bitchy type, strong female character. In this, you know, she's a journalist. She's, you know, she's a wife. She's nice, you know, total opposite of her Ozark character, which was nice to see her in. Of course, in a few months we'll see her as the Silver Surfer, which I know Dennis is looking forward to.
Yeah. No, Julia Garner plays the wife, and she plays a wife that's scared and frightened, and she is able to pull it off. She's a great actress. And for what they had her do in the movie, I thought she did great. They just didn't give her enough to do for her to really shine.
Right.
Christopher Abbott, I thought, played a really good dad. And you know, the daughter, Matilda Firth, she was adorable. I mean, absolutely loved her in this. And like I said, it's basically the Wolfman that's out there and their family. So it's a really small cast, and it's good. They get along well. It's believable. I enjoyed the dialogue. My one real negative, this is only an hour and 43 minutes, and it felt to me like it was a 2-hour movie. To me, it was a little slow in parts, and like I never dozed off or anything, but
No.
you know, it did. For me, it was a little slow. I would have liked to have seen a little more. And then the one thing I was looking forward to was they did a nice job of building throughout this entire movie. They're getting up. Let's get to that exposition and let's see what happens. We'll climax on the high note. Big stuff's going to happen. And oh yeah, I kind of saw that coming. So
Yeah.
the ending was a bit of it was good. It just wasn't great, and it was very predictable.
Yeah. But you know, it's funny because, like, I agree with you. I don't think it felt like a 2-hour movie. I do agree about it was slow, but for me, the slow was the starting of it. Once they basically got to the house in the woods in Oregon, that's when it picked up. Before that, I actually thought they could probably cut some stuff out. Not a lot, but it was a little slow. But you know, they want to build up the relationship between, you know, the husband and wife, and you know, the father and the daughter and stuff. So I get it. Apparently Ryan Gosling was originally going to star in this, but it just took so long to finally get this thing going. It says 2 years later, and both of them, him and this other guy who was going to direct it, just got a little busy because he is a producer on it. I will say I'm kind of glad Ryan Gosling did not star in it, because I don't know if I would have really bought in as much because
Yeah,
of the type
I
of
was
roles.
going to say that. I like it when fairly no name people play roles like this.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Christopher's been in a lot of stuff, but they're all smaller parts. You know, you
Right.
just don't know him. There's no big rock star. So I was happy to see.
You know,
But
I'll say the couple things too, design wise of the wolf, without giving anything away, I was very pleasantly surprised. Um, it's funny because I'm just looking at some trivia stuff now that I've seen it on IMDb, and this isn't a spoiler by any means, but one of the things that the director drew inspiration from, and I just find it funny because I thought of this watching the movie, because this movie takes place over the course of a night, is he drew inspiration from the Jeff Goldblum movie, The Fly.
oh yeah,
And
it definitely. I was actually going to. It felt like The Fly.
And yeah, don't give anything away of why, but just if you saw that movie, you can probably figure out why. And the other thing I felt too, and Bud Root went to see it with us, so we were standing out talking for a little bit, which usually Dennis and I don't do, because we like to do these reviews without talking about the movie first so we can do it fresh here. But we didn't just want to, ditch Bud. So all three of us were talking. And I said, this movie to me actually had, even the way the story was paced in a way, kind of a classic 1950s horror movie feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
And
agree.
if it was in black and white, it really would have. So I thought that was very cool as well. Like I said, I was really pleasantly surprised. Like Dennis said, if you're paying attention and you pick up on clues easily in movies, you'll probably piece stuff together. However, I'm not quite sure Bud did. So you might not. Unless he was joshing. I don't know.
Nope. I even whispered something. I was like, oh, and then I said it, and then he repeated. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that coming. But hey, you guys have to leave it in the comments down below after you see it, what you thought, and if you picked up on the twist ending.
Yeah. So I guess let's this is a movie. It's not like a Christopher Nolan movie where it takes a long time to review. Short and sweet. I think we can CGC grade this sucker.
Yep.
And call it a day. It's I believe it's my turn to go first.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give it. I actually said this too. I could see it again. And when it comes on TV streaming, I will watch it again. But I'm going to give it an 8.0. I thought it was, pretty solid. I liked it as much as I like Nosferatu. Bud asked us, because he hasn't seen Nosferatu, which one. And I basically was like, for me, I was like, yeah, it's kind of a toss up. So
yeah, pretty close. I thought it was a bit slow in parts. I'm a little lower. I'm at a 7.0. It's worth to see. The little bit of special effects that they do in the movie hit home. They do it nice and sparingly, and I liked it. I liked what they did. I liked the characters. Overall, it's a solid movie. I would recommend seeing it. Thinking about that, I think I like Nosferatu a little bit better, but you know what? Both of them are a good watch. So
yeah,
I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think which one I like better.
It's hard to compare because they're two complete. While they're both
they are. That's the thing.
Universal monsters. They're two totally different movies.
Yeah, even though they're monster movies, they really are totally different. So it's just
you can't compare.
It's too hard to compare. But Bud Root gave it. We did ask Bud. We figured might as well. Bud, 0 to 10. What do you give it? Bud gave it a strong 8.5. So the three of us average out to about a 7. So there you go.
Yep. Very nice. So let's just see. IMDb is, they've got it as a 6.0. Oof. So 467 reviews at this time. And let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, we have no popcorn meter yet.
Well, it did just come out.
It did. But we do have well over 100 critic reviews, and they are giving it a 58%. They do not like it.
Oh, well, critics, what are you going to do?
Critics.
We are the average man critics. That's
right. And I think the average person will like this one.
Yeah, you're not getting this hoity-toity. Ooh, that's not Oscar worthy. Give it a 5. If you put it this way, if you like the Wolfman from the 50s, the original Wolfman, I actually think you'll like this. I really do.
It's a unique take on it. I don't want to say too much.
No.
But, transform and roll out.
That's right. Let's go. Transform 2, KOR-DRATH, Volume 2, The Awakening. Guys, this book is about ready to get put to bed. Go to the printer. I should be receiving from the colorist the last batch of pages tomorrow. And we have our proofreader going over the book. We have read it. Now we've got other eyes on it, reading it, got a proofer on it. And if not tomorrow, probably Monday or Tuesday, we'll be driving over to the printer to pick up the game module, the mini print of Vordoom the Undying and the Adriana trading card. So it is coming together. Guys, go back this now. 4 backers away from 800 backers. Let's go. We really want to bust through the 60 grand mark. So everybody gets, I'm scrolling past, you're like, you're scrolling too fast. I'm like, the link is in the description below. Go to it. Take your time. Guys, right now, every backer gets the Vordoom 7x10 playable character card. If you back the first campaign, you got the first set that we did of the 4 main characters. These are cards, so if you play Dungeons and Dragons, or if you get the KOR-DRATH role-playing game, you can play it as well. So get it and use this card to play. If not, just hang it up and look at the art on the front. But we hit 60 grand and everybody gets the print featuring the cover to the new game module by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless. So let's get it there, guys. We can do it with your help. We thank you all for supporting us. Like I said, the link is in the description below. We've got the collector boxes where you can get 2 different boxes, or the same box, but 2 different versions. One that has everything from KOR-DRATH, The Reckoning, and The Awakening, or the box that just has everything from KOR-DRATH, The Awakening. So go check it out. Scroll through it at your leisure. The t-shirt orders for the Adriana t-shirt are also in. So there you go, guys. Check it out. Go back it. Let's get it to 60 grand and higher. I know we can do it. Thank you guys so much. We will be back next Wednesday, as always, 3 p.m. Until then, have a great weekend. Be safe. Go watch a movie and let us know whatever it is and what you think.
That's
Bye-bye,
right.
everybody.
Later.